What's up? It's Halloween, and that means SEMA's around the corner. And with SEMA around the corner, that means new projects. So this time we got something a little special. It's a Lamborghini Revuelto. I had a customer, Mike, good friend. He reaches out to me, told me he's getting this Revuelto. He's had it being built over the last couple years. He's very excited about it. He's had it on the hush hush. Most recently, it started storming the internet, so you probably already seen it. But he called me and says, hey, I've got something special. I want to protect it. At the same time, ORAFOL reached out to me, one of the manufacturers of products, and they're like, hey, we've got something special and we want to put it on something special. So perfect storm. We brought this cool project together. If you guys follow us, you'll know that over the last few years, we've really hit the PPF game very hard. I knew years ago that the world was going to transition into PPF being the future of the business, and it's really exciting for me to see that companies like ORAFOL are really standing behind that and starting to push new products forward. I talked on the phone with Ryan from ORAFOL, and he told me this product is going to be top-notch, above the rest. You know, a lot of companies say that, so we're going to put this stuff to the test. I already got my eyes on it initially, and it does look pretty glossy. It looks pretty good, and it's going to go on a great car, so I feel like this is going to go through the ringer. If you know the car, it's got lots of edges, lots of shape, man. The aero's crazy. The engine compartment's crazy. The splitter's like in a billion pieces. So, man, we are going to see if this stuff is going to look good. Well, I also wanted to give a shout out to my 85 loyal people that constantly watch my videos. Hi, Grandma, and all the people at the folks home. I appreciate you watching my videos. Hey, if you're not subscribed, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out. Anytime it comes to like big events like SEMA, we try to put out some cool stuff. I know that our content isn't consistent. We don't get a lot out there, but we try to do some big events. For all you guys out there that don't know, for our clear paint protection film, it's applied by my wife, Kathy. She's going to be doing this project, so you're going to see her on camera. She's really good. Our customers trust her with the work. As far as skill level goes, even all the guys in the whole building, no one outdoes my wife, so she gets the really special stuff. So I'm excited for you guys to hear from what she has to say. She's going to be going through maybe some of the challenges that she faces with the material or with the car. So we're going to hear from her, but for now, let's go ahead and get in there and see what's going on.
We've had this Lamborghini Revuelto in the shop for the last week. It's been a pleasure working on it. It's a one-of-one spec. It's the only one of this color in North America. It's called Viola Bast. It's like a beautiful pink raspberry. The amount of glitter in it is so intense that it just shines like a diamond in the sun. When you have a customer who has this kind of taste and wants a very specific custom color, of course he's going to want to protect the paint. What we've been doing is putting paint protection film on the entire vehicle, including all of the black trim. This material is called ORAGUARD 2815 GF+. It's brand new. It hasn't even been launched yet. So at the SEMA show this year in 2024, they're going to debut this car so that everybody can see. It's gorgeous. The top coat is unlike any I've ever seen on any paint protection film. It's so glossy, it looks just like paint. There is zero orange peel. The edges finish beautifully. They basically just disappear into the seams of the car, which is what you want to see. A lot of times with paint protection film, you'll have issues with the edges not wanting to hug around the corners. They'll make little white lines. These completely disappear. They look gorgeous. Of course, you roll the edges wherever it's possible. The customer didn't want us to take anything off of the car. They also don't want you to take a knife or a blade to the car. So one of the challenges in working on this car is being able to go around all of the trim. There's some really intense body pieces that are very difficult to get into. This fin, this door, the panel continues to go all the way to the other side here. Without taking this fin off, being able to get in there, we used templates. But then, of course, I had to get pretty creative to make sure that the material was installed correctly so that there was no bubbles. Back here as well, this piece on the quarter panel continues all the way through underneath this body panel. Every single piece is covered on the entire car. Here's the challenge with these diffusers. They're in so many pieces. So each time you're going to do a new piece, you have to re-clean the area that you're going to do. make sure that it's completely dust-free. You got to pull your panel, set it, and then of course you don't want to move on to another piece until you make sure that all of your edges are set and dry. Because as you continue to add more pieces, you're going to get it wet over and over again. If I set this piece and then I go to spray this piece and the edges are not down, it's going to continue just to stay wet, and then it could get agitated. It's better just to get everything completely dry and completely set before you move on to the next piece. So whereas some regular cars that are not as exotic as this, probably 15 pieces for the entire vehicle, and this diffuser by itself was in 30 pieces. So you're looking at well over 100 pieces to do this entire vehicle. It was pretty intense. Another piece that was really difficult to get installed, not only because I'm vertically challenged at only 5'4", but also just because of all of the cutouts, all the intricacies. This engine cover was in multiple pieces. Of course, we want to make sure that the rest of the car is protected as we're getting over. Since I couldn't take it off, I just worked in very small sections. So what I did was I would start with the largest piece that I could get on, and I would only just focus on getting just a small area down, and then I would re-wet it and come down and work my way into sections. All of these pieces are separate little pieces to avoid having a water line inside these gaps. Basically, the entire top of the vehicle was extremely challenging. This rear quarter engine cover area, it goes all the way down inside. This is a separate piece here. This piece continues all the way down. And just trying to do the same thing, work in sections, get the entire piece on, make sure it's completely clean, but then just get one area done and focus on one area at a time, making sure that the piece under here doesn't dry out. This is actually one of the first areas that I tried to get installed, because a lot of times when you're working with paint protection film, once it starts to get a little bit dry in an area that you can't get to try to lift it back up to get it wet again is difficult. These were a lot of fun. These matte pieces next to the door. It just looks like a few little pieces, but actually if you come down here and you look on this side, all of these pieces are done and they go all the way up underneath. It was a lot of fun. So this new material, the ORAGUARD 2815GF Plus, is built a little bit differently than other paint protection films. It's originally a material that comes from Germany. So German engineering, we all know, is really great. What they do, what's different, how they get their top coat so smooth, is they start with the top coat and then they layer up their layers up to the adhesive. They do the adhesive last. A lot of other companies, they'll start with the adhesive and then they'll build the material up from there. And what that can cause is inconsistencies in the top coat where it's not as smooth and it doesn't look like a clear coat paint. One of the really big bonuses about this material is that they're actually building manufacturing here in the United States. So when this material is available to the public, it will be 100% US made material, which of course we all want to support US made products as much as possible.
So I tint most of the cars, or if not all the cars that come into Incognito wraps, and we have our Lamborghini Revuelto here, and it was definitely a tougher window. Every window on the car, even the small little porthole ones, need to be shrank, which is what I'm doing to the rear windshield here. You'll see the rear windshield is tiny. The front windshield, definitely the hardest windshield on the car, or window on the car. It's massive, just about 60 inches long. I want to say it's about 39 inches wide, so it barely fits on a 40-inch roll, which is the standard size for tint. The whole car is going 20 sides and rear, and then he went with 50% on the front windshield, which is very different for an exotic. They usually do 70 or clear on the whole thing, just so everyone can see inside of it. It is 60 inches, but it's pretty much 60, 64 inches all the way around. So this one's only 60 in one direction, thank God, but still difficult. It's got the same type, you mentioned Cybertruck, it's got the same type of, I guess, dashboard there. It's like my whole torso and arms reached up and I still couldn't reach the edge, but we got it in there, no problem. See how easy that was to shrink? Now I just got to be able to get it in.
So that was a fun project. If you want to check it out, it's going to be at the wrap party, the Paint is Dead wrap party. That's going to be a good one to check out. What we're going to do now is we're going to take you to the back and look at the next one. It's going to be at the SEMA booth. It's going to be at the ORAFOL KPMF booth. We're kind of tucked in the back like we did something wrong. It's because we're doing a bunch of construction. We just threw up all these lights and some speakers and stuff. We got it here in our little back bay. So let's talk about this one. You're going to see this one as well. Here's a McLaren. We're just starting to get into it. We've already done a few things. We found out there's going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's not the car. It's a relatively easy car to do. It already has paint protection film on the whole car. It's Expel Fusion line. It's very hydrophobic, and the customer doesn't want the other PPF to come off, and we're putting on a wet apply color change PPF from ORAFOL. We've already seen there's some challenges with this. The water's dropping off the car faster than we can put it on, so it's causing the glue to stick. It's not the film. We tried applying it to another vehicle, just trying to play with it on some paint. It's going smooth. It's just, it happens to be that this particular project, it's making it a little bit more challenging. So we've done some interesting things. Every single panel on this car that I've put on so far has been installed differently, trying to find a different technique to get on here smooth. If you see little tiny imperfections, it's just literally just dealing with PPF going on PPF. So it's been pretty interesting. But the finish has been great. It's very deep black. It has a hydrophobic feeling. It is so good. Take a Sharpie, write on it, wipe it off dry. Come see this one at the SEMA booth. It's going to be at the KPMF ORACOW booth itself. Check out their new line. I know it's not launching immediately. I think they're still working on a few things, but they want to showcase some of the stuff they're doing. They're definitely hitting hard, being at the top of the line. That Revuelto turned out amazing. Customer loved it. It's been impressive stuff. And, we do a lot of PPF here, so we know good, the bad, the ugly. This is going to come out hitting hard. So come take a look at it. It's pretty cool. We'll see you at SEMA.